Lawyers, sometimes you just need one, and it's to protect it's a good thing, and it's to protect your interests, your assets, your rights. Joining me today on It's the Law from Morelli Churtco, it is Greg Thompson. Greg, how are you?
Hi, good, thanks. Good to be here.
Nice to have you here and get some insight on this. A lot of people get very nervous when they think they have to hire a lawyer. Maybe it's something they don't do often, but you're there to make things easier for people, right?
That's true, yes. No one ever really likes to be in my office, but I tend to let them know it's okay and we can handle it one step at a time.
Okay, we wanted to talk about your area of expertise is personal injury, civil litigation, and today we wanted to talk about what to do when you've been in a car accident and maybe or maybe not you need to tackle the ICBC issue as well. So I guess we should start with the car accident. What do you do?
Right. Yeah. So it's something that people don't normally think about because, hopefully they've never been in a motor vehicle accident before. But when you do get into one, you want to make sure you're not panicking and just running about trying to collect things you think you might need, or who knows what's going to happen because you've never been in this situation before. So the first thing I always tell people to do is to stay calm. Generally make sure everybody in your vehicle is okay, and you want to call the authorities first if you need their assistance right away. So RCMP or 911. Just call an ambulance if you need somebody there, because safety is always number one. You want to make sure the people in your vehicle are okay and the people in the other vehicle are okay. Even though you might not, it's weird because some people think that they're now unhappy with the other vehicle because they hit them. But you need to make sure everybody's okay first. The next thing you want to do is make sure you know the identity of everybody involved. So a lot of the times when I have clients come in, I say, well, who hit you? Oh, I don't know. It was a younger person, and they have no idea who this person is.
They always talk about getting other people's particulars, and it's amazing how many times they say, well, I didn't get the license plate number, or I didn't get their license number. What information do you need?
Right, exactly. And I mean, this day and age, everybody normally has a phone on them. So just take out your phone, say, can I see your ID? Just have them take it out of their wallet, take a photo of it. Now you don't have to write anything down.
There you go.
Take a picture. And then take a picture of both the vehicles involved, the license plate and the damage that was done, because a lot of the times it's that instant once it happens that you have all the information right before you, whereas once I get on board, it's months have passed and people, I don't know what car it was even.
Now, in just about any instance, is it a good idea to call a lawyer? I mean, a lot of people say we'll just deal with it ourselves. A lot of people don't even call ICBC if it's just if it's a fender bender. What is sort of the line of severity? Is it injury? Is there a dollar figure on it at some point where you decide, yeah, you know what, I should probably get a lawyer?
Generally, it's interesting. I'll have people that come to me right away. Because they've either been through the system before or they just feel uneasy with dealing with people. And then there's some people that will come to me a year after and then say, look, they'll throw their hands up in the air. I've been trying to deal with it myself. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the only way I can say this is it would be like if I tried to fix my car. If I went home, got on YouTube and thought, I'm going to fix my engine today. That's not a very smart thing to do.
I've tried that.
Right, because I don't know anything about engines. So I tell people, would you fix your engine off of YouTube and then drive down the Coquihalla in the middle of the winter? Probably not.
When you guys are dealing with ICBC, is it a constant battle, or is it now to the point of where it's just a process that both sides have to go through, and you kind of just get it done?
It depends, honestly, on the case. Sometimes if both sides are being reasonable, like I tell people, generally 99% of these claims don't go to trial. The day one I meet with my clients, I meet with them for over an hour. It's usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I tell them, I said, do you have anywhere to go? Because this is going to be a long time. Because we need to get to know you and know everything about you. Because at the end of the day, if this goes to trial, we're presenting you to a judge. And that judge needs to know who you are, where you grew up, where you went to school, everything about you. Mm-hmm. And the only way that happens is if I know everything about you. And so we plan day one as if we're going to trial. Mm-hmm. And the only reason normally that these things go to trial is if one side or the other is being unreasonable. If there's a liability issue, if ICBC is saying it's your client's fault, or we're saying it's vice versa, then it might go to trial because they're going to then say, well, it's 75% your client's fault, so you think you're getting $100,000, we'll just give you 25. Mm-hmm. You're happy with that? No, the client's not going to be happy with that. So that's why it goes the distance. Whereas some files, it doesn't even go to trial. It will resolve reasonably, and it'll say, look, this is the situation, this is the accident, these are the injuries, here's a report from a doctor, and what do you think? This is sort of where I'm at, sort of A to B in between the goalposts. And then they say, okay, yeah, that's sort of reasonable, and then it resolves. So there are some claims that are both sides are come to a position you resolve, and then there are some that will not, and then we have to go to trial, and that's something we will do for you.
Typically, how long is that process from accident to trial to settlement to?
Well, honestly, I tell my clients that you don't want to settle until you're 100% back to normal. Because if you let's say, for example, you get in a rear end accident and you have a back injury, and then you settle 2 months out of it, and ICBC mails you a check and they say, here you go, you're done. And then 2 years later, you're still feeling that back issue, or now you have to have neck surgery or back surgery or something like that. You're not going to be very happy if you settled that early. So it really depends on the individual, on how they're doing with their health, and if they've recovered. If they've recovered, or the doctors told them they're not going to recover anymore, then that's a time you want to resolve. I've had cases that will resolve within a month. Some will resolve, the firm took a case to trial, it was 6-7 years after the motor vehicle accident. I mean, those are the types of ranges, and it really just depends. So, if the timeline is something that is a concern for somebody, I always tell them, just call me, and because this is your case. I'm your lawyer. So if you tell me, look, I can't pay rent, I need money, and then I'll say, okay, fine, we can resolve your claim. I don't think it's a very good idea, but we can, and that's something we can always do. It's not, we don't take your claim from you and run with it. It's your claim.
Greg Thompson from Morelli Churtko on It's the Law.